Well, hello everyone and welcome back to a new Power BI video. Now today I'd like to show you two different ways in DAX which you can use in order to create a running total. So here I already prepared a little table because I always believe that the table structure is the best way to see whether your DAX expression works at first. And afterwards, of course, you can change the visual quite easily because you only need to click on a visual and then choose the different kind of visualization type you want, right? And add maybe additional fields to the specific areas of the chart. But for now, let's stick to what our goal is. We have here the year, quarter, month, and the total profit, even though we could also get rid of the quarter and just display the year and the month, and then we can see the total profit, which is already a measure calculated in here. So we can see we got around $13,000 in July, then we got $12,000 in August, and so on. And our goal is now to calculate a running sum or cumulative sum, which means that in August we have the sum of those two, in September we have then the sum of the first three entries, and so on. So how to do this? Actually, there are two ways which I can show you here. And the first one is, let's do that. Let's actually right click on the measures table and create a new measure. Take this option. And then there is the measure, a little small, I know, but we can easily zoom in here. So hopefully you can see this better on your screens. So let's call this cum sum number 1. Okay, cum sum 1 is equal to, and now here I want to do it using variables. So I define a variable, var is the keyword, and then I say this var has a name, which is the max date. Okay, and this var is equal to the maximum of from the dates table, mine is called dates TBL, and then here it's the date itself, so this one. Now this is stored in the max variable, in the max date variable, to better say. And now let me go to a new line, and let's actually return something. Because remember, when you use variables, you always need to return something. Now for return, what do I want to return? Well, I want to return calculate. And now what do I want to get back? Well, my total profit, of course. So total profit will be the measure. And now I need to change or modify the filter context. And I can do this first by, let me go to a new line here as well. I want to remove all the filters. So this is just a table modifier. You could also use all if you want. Remove filters. I'm going to use this one here. Let me just put this inside like that. Okay, that's my first modifier. Maybe one more like that. And then my second one here, let me go to a new line, will simply be that I want to now use or leverage my variable and say that the dates table, so from the dates table, the date field is less or equal to the variable max date, which we defined. Let me close this here, and then basically we are good to go. So maybe we'd like to actually close this here, but then go to a new line and maybe go back here just to keep it like that. Just for the formatting. You don't have to do it, but that's it. Okay, so that's our measure. So we defined a variable up here, stored the specific date in this variable, and then we make sure that when we calculate the profit, we first remove all the dates, and in the second argument, we say that all the dates in the dates table should be at maximum the current date of the table. So if we do this, and let me actually enter and create the formula. Now cum sum 1 is available here. And now if I go to my table and I tick the cum sum 1, I will see that I got here my values. Of course, I can't see the dollar symbol because they're currently not formatted, but you can clearly see that this 12,700 plus the 11,800 is all around 24,600,000. Okay, so that's it. 600, sorry, 24,600. But this is actually the formula, or one example for a formula how you can create or calculate the cumulative sum for a specific measure. Okay, so that's our first one using variables. Now let's explore a second option, which I often have used in the past, which is leveraging the filter function and the all function. So let's close this and let's actually create a new measure. Take new measure. And here we go. And let's actually name this as cum sum number 2 is equal to. Also, let me go to a new line. just for formatting purposes. The formula itself doesn't change by that. And here I'd like to say I want to calculate directly, so don't define a variable. Instead, calculate. The expression will be the total profit. Here we go, this one. And now for the filter, let me go to filter here, filter. And when I do this, I actually want to go inside here, like that. Okay, now I want to filter my dates table. And to make sure to remove any kind of filters, I say all. And in the all function, here I'm referring to my dates table and there the date column with the continuous date range. Then I can close this and also in this here, put in a comma. And now I can add my filter expression. So let me go to new line and also get inside here. And for this filter expression, so all dates table, I make sure that the dates table date, so all the dates in this case, are less or equal to the maximum of the dates table and there the date, this one. Then I can close this here and then I can also close the filter and the calculate function. And to do this, I actually want to go to new line, again, just for formatting purposes, maybe like that. And then also go in here, new line, and go back like that, and I have my formula, okay? So of course you can format this differently if you want, but that's basically the formula itself. So we calculate the total profit, and then we make sure that we remove any kind of, in this case, filters which have been applied on the date column from the dates table. And then we make sure that all the dates which are inside the dates table should be less or equal to the current date in the table, which is here referring to the maximum, okay? So after this, we can press enter. And the cum sum number 2 is created. And now let's have a look in our table. Let's first mark it, make sure that we select it, and then let's add the cum sum either by ticking the box or by dragging and dropping it below. That also works. And we see that we got exactly the same numbers here as we got here for the cumulative sum number 1. Okay? So that's it actually. These are 2 ways you can create a cumulative sum or running total in Power BI. So hopefully that was interesting and you learned something new. In case you did, please feel free to subscribe to the channel. It would be tremendous help and also an encouragement for myself to create future videos for you. If you have questions, feel free to ask them. Otherwise, take care and hopefully see you in the next video. Until then, best guys.